Hey everyone, how you doing today? This is a series that I look forward to every week. I get introduced to new markets across America. Emil does a great job of putting together different locations, and I get to just ask questions, which is a lot of fun for me. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on again.
Excellent, man. So what market are we talking about today?
Today we have Raleigh. So last time we covered Charlotte and somebody asked for nearby Raleigh. So we're covering Raleigh today.
Look at that, customer service at its finest. All right, so what does Raleigh, North Carolina got for us?
All right. So the MSA name for Raleigh is Raleigh Cary, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Our greater MSA population is 1.4 million. So Charlotte was 2 point something. Raleigh is at 1.4 million.
Okay. All right. I would have thought they'd be closer, but okay. What do I know?
So that's actually number 42 in the country. Again, I think Charlotte was in the 20s, I want to say.
Oh yeah, and I remember about Charlotte. Charlotte actually reached into another state, if I recall, from
That's
last
right.
week, right?
I
So it's
think they
probably
cover
bigger
into
geographically. That might be a reason. Okay.
Yeah, I think they cover into South Carolina. I couldn't find our square miles. Usually Wikipedia has all this data for me, but
It's okay.
could not find the MSA square miles, unfortunately, on
I'm
this
going to
one.
assume it's smaller than Charlotte, and we'll just move
Yeah.
on.
Okay. There you go.
Good declare.
Good assumption. Yes. Our city population in Raleigh is 474,000, which ranks it number 41 in the country.
That
According to the
really
census data.
surprised me. I would have thought Raleigh was bigger than that. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought the same. So about 1/3 of the MSAs living in the city, which ranks it at number 41 in the country, and that covers 147 square miles.
Yeah, it's kind of like San Francisco. I think San Francisco is like 38 or 42. So it's a really tight city where the MSA is probably pretty spread out. So it makes sense.
And so, similar to Charlotte, that's been experiencing a massive boom. The MSA population growth for Raleigh is 23%. If you look at 2019 compared to 2010, 23% growth.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of not only, a lot of people, obviously, but that's a lot of family units. That's a lot of need for apartments and housing. Geez, that's meaningful. That's a trend, as they would say.
Yeah, I think this is in terms of MSA as a percentage population growth. I think that's the largest we've covered. Charlotte was crazy last week. I think that was upper teens.
Yeah, it was teens. Yeah, this is 23.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough to freaking break infrastructure. You don't build freeways a decade ago for a 23% increase in population. Damn.
Yeah, huge. Our city population growth, any idea any guesses?
For the city, again, the city started at 400,000. The MSA is 23. Oh, I'm going to go a little bit less. I'll go 19.
Close. You got 17.4% growth.
I was on the right side of it. Okay. All right.
Very close. Very close. How about median household income? Any guesses?
For now, okay, we don't know if this is medium house, so we don't know if this is city or MSA, right?
The median household income, I believe, is for MSA because it comes from
the bigger one. Okay.
Yeah, census data.
Oh, I'm gonna go 62 grand.
Close again. 67,266 as of 2019.
All right, that makes sense. That's a pretty healthy. X New York, X California. That's a decent average income. That's probably in the top 10%.
Yeah. So far, I think most of the stuff we cover is either like 50s or maybe low 60s. So 67 is pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I think that was more than Charlotte. I think Charlotte was like 65. So
yeah. Okay.
Our number of units of housing stock, according to John Burns data, 799,000, of which 33% is renter occupied.
So again, that's right about national average. It's about 67, 66 and a half owner occupied versus renters. So that's right on the national average. That makes sense.
Yep. And their 2020 single family permits estimated, according to John Burns, for 2020, 14,540.
Oh, I would have expected something in the 20s. So that's a little low. Again, if you have now, again, I guess I don't know. The decade was 23% increase. Maybe that was all front loaded. I doubt it, but maybe. So I would probably expected more housing units, but okay. 14,000. All right.
Yeah. What is really interesting is a lot of this data is 2019 census data. They haven't brought in 2020, but as we know, there's been a lot of people moving and migrating in 2020. So it's going to be interesting to see if, I think Charlotte has popped up, or North Carolina has popped up on a lot of radars.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. I think 2020, I think 2020, 2021, 2022 is going to be trend shifting, right? There'll be some cities and metros and MSAs that win big time, and then some will lose. And that's not yet represented in data we're collecting that has a 2019 stamp. So I think that's pretty wise. Again, folks, look where the millennials are going, right? If I was going to bet my huge capital on a market, I'd be doing everything I could to figure out where millennials are going.
Absolutely. Good tip. So moving on to our home price and rent numbers, entry level single family home price as of November 2020. Any guesses?
This is the whole 80% thing again, that one?
Yeah.
80% median?
Homes that recently sold for a price equal to 80% of the market's median sales price.
335.
That's high. So 224,800 is what.
Oh, wow. So you're making 67K average income and your purchase price is 224. That's hella affordable. Okay.
Yeah, still pretty affordable, which is probably why you see a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we're connecting the dots for people. Why are people moving to North Carolina? Because it's cheap.
Right.
Based on income.
And the weather isn't crazy. So
yeah,
I'm sure
that's a good point too.
Existing median home price, 309,200.
That was closer to that one.
It's much closer there. Median single family rent on that entry level home, $1,660.
So again, what was the price? 220?
224.
And you're getting 160 or 1600, sorry, 1600.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Get a 4% interest rate, cash flow all day.
Yep. Your year-over-year rent growth on that entry-level home, 2.7%.
Ooh,
I forgot to mention that entry-level single-family home price year-over-year growth has been 6.6% there on the entry-level home price.
I would have expected both those to be more. I don't know why, but okay. All right.
I did too. I remember when we covered Charlotte last week, rent growth was, we saw home price appreciation doing really nicely, but rent growth was like 1%. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, and that's because folks, in my experience, values race ahead first, and then rents follow in a year to 18 months behind it. As people get a no answer from banks to buy, they just rent.
That makes sense. Our single family gross yield, according to John Burns, 8%. And our home occupancy rate is at 90%.
Okay. All right.
All right. Moving into the qualitative stats. So we'll start with employment. So Raleigh is part of North Carolina's Research Triangle, one of the largest high-tech and biotech research parks in the world. Major employers in Raleigh include the state of North Carolina, Wake Med Health and Hospitals, North Carolina State University, UNC Rex Healthcare, Duke Energy Progress, and the FBI. That was an interesting one. I did not know the FBI was.
Yeah, and the other thing I'll say, as both of us are Silicon Valley guys, every tech company I know has a spot in the triangle, right? It's for a time it was the next Silicon Valley, and a lot of people. I mean, I remember people in the early 2000s looking at moving coasts because they had a chance, and a lot of people said yes because, again, back then, a decade ago, the Research Triangle was drastically cheaper than the Bay Area, and it's only gotten worse. And now you have this work from home phenomenon and all these other things, and I think a lot of people are going to go there. To your point that we don't have 2020 or 2021 data, because do you want to live in a shoebox in San Fran, or do you want to have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, gorgeous house in North Carolina? Because it's probably cheaper and bigger in North Carolina. So I think we're seeing a lot of movement now.
Yeah, definitely. I had never even heard of the Research Triangle. This was news to me. So that's, kind of the fun of getting to do this. I get to learn about all these different areas.
Go. Yeah.
All right. So our other major companies based in Raleigh include Capital Broadcasting Company, First Citizens Bank Shares, and multinational software company Red Hat.
Yep.
This was an interesting one. Unemployment in Raleigh is down to 5.3%, according to the most recent report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which was October 2020. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And again, that's because you really have a diverse economy. What you have going on there, again, I don't know for sure, but I can sense from what I know in the Valley is you have a lot of diverse stuff, right? You have what made North Carolina great, which at the time used to be furniture and all of that stuff. It was a huge hub for that. Now you add on tech and government and all the others, which we've talked about. It makes sense. And again, what are we talking? Good income, good jobs. I mean, now you know why North Carolina is growing 23% or Raleigh's growing 23%. Makes total sense to me.
Yep. All right, so moving on to rental and real estate market stats. So according to Zillow, home values in Raleigh have increased by more than 32% over the past 5 years.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, pretty wild. What was
one
crazy
rental at a
is
time, baby.
when we covered Charlotte last week, this number was, I think, 60%, which was insane.
Yeah, it's true.
Interesting to see Raleigh 32%. I thought it'd be higher just given Charlotte's giant bump, but maybe they held steadier through the bottom.
Maybe.
According to Realtor.com, of the 76 neighborhoods in Raleigh, Fallon Park is the most expensive with a median listing price of $975,000.
Wow, $1 million. Woof.
Yeah, crazy.
And again, you could move into that from a little condo here in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane when you you live in California, especially on the coast, and you start looking at numbers elsewhere, and you're like, what am I doing here?
Exactly. I think about that a lot.
I do too. If it wasn't for the ocean and all of our family and friends, this would have been a much easier decision.
Amen.
All right. So our most affordable neighborhood to buy in Raleigh is Atlantic, where the median listing price is $204,000.
Still over 200. Okay.
Yeah. So healthy bottom, it looks like.
Yeah.
Our quality of life, the fun stats that mean nothing, kind of.
Yeah.
So
I love
Forbes
them.
They're fun. They're fun. It's always just, random accolades that all these cities get. So we like to compile those. So Forbes has ranked Raleigh number 3 as the best place for business and careers in the US. Interesting one.
Makes sense.
Raleigh has been rated as one of the top 10 best cities for new grads starting out, according to MarketWatch.
Makes sense. Again, jobs, income. That makes sense.
And Homes.com rated Raleigh the number 2 most family-friendly city in 2019. Any guesses what got number 1?
Family friendly.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm going to go Nashville.
It was Virginia Beach.
Never even heard of it.
I know. Never heard anyone.
I could have guessed 500 and I never would have said Virginia Beach.
No, I've never had anyone be like, man, we just came back from Virginia Beach. What a fun
family friendly.
Yeah. Never heard that.
Never heard that. That's funny.
So that's all we got.
Oh, very cool, man. Again, folks, we do this every Friday. We try to do it at 9:30 Pacific. It's uploaded sometime later in the day. If you have markets you want us to research, do me a favor, go to Roofstock. Make sure you're picking a city that Roofstock covers, because that's kind of what we're looking for. And there's a link in the description below. If you want to sign up for Roofstock and start running numbers, use the link. If you use it and you eventually buy something, you get $1,000 back. Emil, thank you for your time. Any closing thoughts?
No, just looking forward to the next one. Let us know what city you want us to talk about.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Take care. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Talk to you.